All right, looks like we're here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saturdays with Steph. As you can see, I've got my good friend Russ here with me. If you don't know who he is, in a minute, I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. But it's great to be back. I've been gone a little bit from retreat and traveling to see my family and things like that. So I'm really excited to be here with you again. And of course, to be sewing. So, Russ, take it away. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Russ with Quilt Meets World. I have obviously a YouTube channel, as I just mentioned. Normally, I'm live on Saturday mornings, but my friend Stephen of the Idiot Quilter had a virtual retreat today that I was at all day. And then now I'm here sewing with my friend Stephanie. On Wednesdays, I do a weekly vlog, and once a month, and it's going to be tomorrow, we are working on the Kona Block of the Month on my channel. And
Oh,
that has
fun.
been a lot of fun. We are up to April with that. But what's more amazing is we are to month 11 of this one.
Unbelievable. Can you believe we're at 11 already?
No, because I've kept up with every single month except for last month.
That's awesome. I have
Last
not.
month I'm still behind on last month because that one just it rubbed me wrong
Yeah,
and trying to get it put together. But I have the pieces.
nice.
Oh,
Good.
no, somewhere. I don't know where I put them. They're here.
That's awesome. I am not as up to date as Russ is. Unfortunately, I've had a bunch of family things happen and with all the traveling I've been doing. So today, while he is working on month 11, which is a bunch of flying geese, we can show you the
A
picture of what that's going
whole
to look
lot of
like.
flying geese.
Yeah.
78 of them.
Ooh, ouch. I'm going to be catching up some of the older blocks that um, I misplaced some of the pieces. I knew I had cut them. So I found all those. And then one of the months I thought I finished two blocks. It needed two blocks and I only finished one block. So I've got that to do too. So I'm playing a little bit of catch up today. But the good thing is I don't travel anywhere for a while now. So I can
So you'll be able
catch
to play
up.
catch up with everything else.
Yes.
I haven't decided when month 12 is going to be because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Because you're
traveling next
traveling.
month. And yeah, so it's probably going to be June that we end up coming back together for month 12.
That's all right. That actually might be good because that'll give me extra time to catch up all these
Yeah.
blocks and make
I,
sure
I'm
that I'm
like,
ready to
we'll
go.
talk, we'll figure out what we got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So,
looks like Nightbot has, quit you for a while because
quit.
it has not responded to your prompt.
Stinker. All right.
I
Well,
had issues with Nightbot and I just ended up firing it. So
it's been a little tricky lately, hasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. So, oh, are you still there?
I am. Are you?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. For a second, I was like, uh-oh, everything stopped.
I'm like, we can't have a repeat of what happened on Sean's that first live of mine.
No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find Russ's channel and so I can get the link for you guys if you don't already have him, which most of you probably do because you've been around here for a while.
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we'll get around Nightbot.
I ended up getting moved over to Stream Elements,
Okay,
I think it is.
and is that
Uh,
working well for you?
I'm still learning so much with it because there's a lot of features that it has that Nightbot doesn't.
Mhm.
And because I think it's more meant for like the gamers who are doing the live streams, constantly wanting like donations and stuff and all that other, and I'm like, I don't need to be taking people's money. I'm not
Oh,
that special
yeah.
enough. So yeah, I'm trying to see if that's going to be what I'm going to continue with. The really cool thing that it has is you can integrate it with OBS and put your live chat in your stream.
I saw that and when I was watching your channel one day, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it
So,
was really
yeah.
nice. And I was like, I kind of like this feature because like if you watch it on your computer and you have the settings set up to replay your chat. It works great and you can keep in touch with that. But if you're watching back on TV, you can't rewatch all the chat.
Right.
And some
Well,
people don't
the
even have the
other
chat turned on the TV.
the
And
thing that I liked about it when I saw it on yours is that it also, because it puts it on the screen, it's bigger.
yeah.
So for those of us with
Oh,
like
I thought it
aging
was still
eyes,
tiny. So
yeah.
I'm playing with those settings as well.
So for those of us with aging eyes, I feel like you can see it better.
Yes.
So yeah. Ugh. Hello to everybody in the chat. Candace is here. Good to see you. Charlotte, always great to see you. Doreen is here. Annette, Donna, Catherine's here. Hi there. Mona, listening in for a few, she said, doing search and rescue stuff. She's always busy doing something cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen Cox is here, and Anne, thank you, Anne. She said, welcome home. Yeah. So good to see you guys.
And for anybody who hasn't done it recently, and I just did, and I was like, why did I do this sooner? Change your rotary blade.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
having issues with my cuts and stuff, and I thought it was just because my cutting mat was starting to get worn out in some areas.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, let me just change this blade. I don't remember the last time I changed it. And everything is fine now.
And that took care of it. Yeah.
I'm like, I've been dealing with little weird, inconsistent cuts for
Hmm.
several months of dragon fruit.
Oh,
And yeah, so I just changed both my rotary blades and I'm like, everything is fine now. I
oh,
change your rotary
you,
blade. It's
you know that and sewing machine needles. I don't know why we don't think to change those things when stuff
yeah.
starts maybe not stitching right or not cutting right.
Oh,
And we just
and
keep
then the
dealing
little
with
bit of
it.
pressure I have to use now to cut.
Yeah. And we just keep dealing with it. And then
Yeah.
we finally do it and we're like, why didn't I
Why
do
did I
that
do that?
earlier? Every time. And we never learn, do we?
No, because I remember the last time I had to change my stuff, and I'm like, I should have done this so long ago.
Yeah.
I know my machine is due for a needle change, but it's about to go in for a spa day, and I don't know if they change the needle or not while it's there. Although
Ah,
I don't know if I don't know what type of needle they would put in. So I think that what I'm going to end up doing is just changing it when I get it back anyway.
I was gonna say I don't think they change it. At least most shops don't. So I would just leave it and then, like you said, put a new one when it comes back, so you know that
Yeah.
it's actually your needle and it's been changed.
I think Andy used to change the needle when she serviced my machine.
I could see her doing that. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like I said, I haven't used this servicing place before,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I really need to just put a note in my calendar that when I get it back, change the needle.
Yeah.
For all I know, they're going to put the same needle in that I like, but for all I know, they're just going to put a universal in there, and I'll be very disappointed when I'm sewing and it's like, this doesn't feel right.
Hmm. So do you want to show them the pattern of what you're working on, like the picture? I don't have mine, the pattern pulled out because I'm not working
There
on
it
that
is.
month.
There it is. I was like, where did I put it? Let's see, without instructions,
Yeah.
because that's how we roll.
Yep.
These are what we are making.
Yes.
Come on, get okay, there we go, focused.
Well, what Russ is making right now. Yeah.
And
I'm playing catch up on blocks.
they're two different sets of flying geese.
Hmm.
One of them starts on the left, one of them starts on the right. And we are making two of one set and four of the other set.
Yep.
So yeah, if you haven't started yet, make sure you're reading your instructions well.
Yes.
I have separated my stuff so I can do chain piecing.
Mhm.
So I put all of my left flying geese on one side in one pile, all of my rights in another pile, counted everything twice.
Awesome.
And the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to start on the wrong direction.
Oh,
Because I'm making two of one side and four of the other, and I think I got it
yeah.
right.
And I was looking through my whole pile of blocks today from our project so far, and for some reason I thought I made two of these, but I only made one, so I'm making the second
Oh,
one.
that one was a fun block.
It was a fun one, and that's why I can't believe I didn't finish the second one, but I found all the pieces. So I had cut it. And then this is the one that last month I couldn't find the pieces. I was gonna finish it, and I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
still
where they
haven't finished
went.
that one either.
I cleaned my sewing space and put them somewhere safe. But luckily, I found them literally right after we were live. So I'm going to finish these guys today too, so I can get caught up here.
Because
So
I
those are the
have all
two
those
things
half square triangles made. I just don't have them pieced together.
yeah, I've got all the half square triangles made for this. I just need to put them in the rows. And then this one, I've got the pieces parts. I just need to put them together. So, except for the half square triangles, I got to trim them. So that's what I'm gonna do now and get this second block together. So that way I can get caught up here. Yay.
I am a little confused with the way the pattern is written because every other time that we are doing flying geese, they're like, make sure you cut exactly like this and dot, 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 dot. And it basically no waste method of flying geese. And then
Yeah.
here we're doing these traditional method,
Yeah, that's
the stitch and flip method. I'm like, really?
I think that they're just playing an evil joke on us. Yep. I think that's what it is. We're going to change it up on you every month, so you have to be confused. So,
But I am happy with this. And like I said,
I am too.
I'm really excited that this is month 11, and shortly after this, I will be able to say I have a quilt done.
Yes. This is the second big quilt we did together. The first one was well, we kind of did it together, but um the fat quarter shop quilt.
Oh yes, the socialites.
The socialite. Oh, thank you. The
Socialites
word
too.
wouldn't come to my brain. Yeah, the socialites too. Russ and I did that. We both did that. So this is fun for me because this is our second big quilt that he and I are gonna finish together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on, put it over my long arm to see if it will actually fit on mine.
Yeah.
If not, I'll be sending it to you later,
Aw.
probably when I get more graduation quilts done.
Yeah.
Because I would rather have to pay postage as few times as possible.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. It is very expensive to send things.
I sent my sister her birthday presents.
Yeah.
I shipped them out Wednesday. She got a delivery notification yesterday, and she sends me a screenshot that says, "That's not my house."
Oh no.
And I'm like, "Have you contacted FedEx yet?" Because I was about to call FedEx and be like, "Look, you deliver this. I have everything that says it's my sister's house you're supposed to deliver to, but you didn't deliver my sister's house."
Yeah.
And then she sends me another screenshot that says, "I don't have to because it got delivered at her neighbor's house."
Oh, that's good. So they found it.
Yeah, they found it, and she's
Yeah.
like, I got your what if apparently your birthday present or something like that."
Yeah. Wow.
So she's gonna kill me when she starts opening stuff, but
Yeah.
that's besides the point. Because I
Did you confetti bomb her?
no, that's for
Oh.
a person. Well, okay, maybe. Um, so the actual gifts in there, the things that are the gift, what I'm considering the gifts, she's going to like. Like I put in there um some smoked Gouda mac and cheese potato chips.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, they were good. She when I first showed them, she's like, "You're sending me some for my birthday, right?" And I'm like, "They expire before your birthday, so no." And like last week or the week before, I went and bought more so that they would be there.
Uh-huh.
I 3D printed her a couple shelves because I'm like, let's see if you like these, and if you do, I will 3D print sweatshop for you. But
Okay.
under my rules, unlike the what was that, the table runners.
Yeah.
And then there was a few other things in there which were kind of fun. But I gave her two cards.
Okay.
Card number one was one of the was is revenge for when she gave me that bag that just wouldn't stop singing for Christmas.
Okay.
So it's a card that won't stop singing. And if she decides to try to open it up to make it shut up, it's going to glitter her.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to see if I can convince her to open it up. The other card says, and my sister's younger, it says happy 50-ish birthday.
50-ish.
So,
Oh.
and of course, on the inside, since it had a blank card, I wrote the Excel function equals ceiling Fran's age, comma 10, which would
Oh.
round up to 50. Because
Yep.
I can't even use round on her because I think she's gonna be 43 or 44. 44.
Okay.
44. And so I can't even round on her, but I'm like, if I can use the ceiling function.
There you go. That's funny. Yeah, I think you can round up for us. Colleen's here. She said, hello, everyone. Stephanie, you're doing well with your 100-acre wood. Russ, there's a Deb Tucker ruler for offset flying geese. Awesome.
Yeah, the Tucker rulers, they don't work well with, like, I've tried to use a few of them,
Mm-hmm.
and the quilt shop that is near me has Tucker University,
Uh-huh.
but I've
Excuse me.
tried a couple of the Tucker tools and they weren't working well with my brain. It's a
Okay.
Russ problem, not a Tucker problem.
Yeah.
I may end up trying it again later, but again, the instructions are here, they're done, and I don't have any excuse to not do them this way.
Yeah. I know a lot of people love those Deb Tucker rulers. That's fine. I just I'm with you. Like I've just never I think I
Yeah,
just haven't spent the time to really get to know how to use them, you know?
yeah. And
So,
the Tucker University that they do, I think would be probably beneficial because
mhm.
I didn't go through Tucker University, so I'm like
Yeah.
probably am not using them to the best of their abilities.
Yes, I think
But
that's my problem too.
I did buy one of the rulers,
Mm.
and the numbers ended up wearing off.
Oh.
I mean, it took a couple years. I think it was a couple years, but I'm like, I have rulers that are older and have been used more that still have all their numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's really weird. Huh. All right, this tone on tone is tricky. And Sherlock Sows is here, Lori. She says hello. Hi.
Lori,
Good to see you. You know, I still say just use whatever you like best.
exactly.
There's a million ways to do things, and if you found the way that works for you, stick with it.
So, I was enabled a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah?
Uh, it's all Julie's fault. Julie, love you.
Julie has
Uh,
enabled us so much in the last year.
there was a and for all I know, it's probably my fault, but anyway, there was a pattern from Tula Pink for um Full Moon Forest 2
For
that
what?
it's her new line is coming out this month,
Oh,
hypothetically, Full Moon
yeah.
Forest 2. And when I saw the pattern, I'm like, this is gorgeous. And she's asking me all these questions about it while I'm enabling her. Okay, so it was me who enabled her. Sorry. And it's got a block that's ended up surrounded by flying geese.
Oh, okay.
And she's asking me questions about the flying geese and dot 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 dot. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have the pattern. And I had been looking on Free Spirit site because I know it's a Free Spirit free pattern. It's just
Uh-huh.
shops will kit it and stuff. So I'm just like, I have no idea. Yesterday, I saw that the pattern was on the website
Oh, okay.
and told Julie that she's going to be very excited because the strip of flying geese are foundation paper pieced.
Oh,
So it's I mean it's kind of similar to how we're doing it with dragon fruit in the fact that they're paper pieced, but they're
yeah.
already paper pieced in the chain.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So I'm and that's what I was hoping to be able to do,
Hmm.
depending on the size of the geese and everything else. I was like, I hope it's like this, and then I can just use the tamed geese from um, triangulations in order to
Yeah.
get all of them done. And I don't have to do that because I can just print out the pattern and all the flying geese will be done that way.
Nice.
Now you have to cut on the bias a lot of stuff. And I'm like, do I really want to cut on the bias? Do I really want to cut on the bias?
Yeah.
Because it's got the cutting diagrams in there. And I'm like, that's a lot of cutting, but I should have known that I was signing up for that when it was that big of a pattern.
So did you decide to do the traditional flying geese that this pattern calls for this month, or did you decide to use your papers?
Oh, no, no, no. You have to do the traditional because
Oh, you do.
they're not it's not traditionally flying geese. One side is a traditional flying goose, the other is a stitch and flip with a rectangle.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So
Sorry, I
they
just
go
didn't look
from
at that
one
yet.
side to the other. So I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm just gonna do it the way that it's supposed to with these.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that they've given us so many different ways to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's
I guess it's supposed to be a skill builder quilt, so
yeah. Well, I'm like, this would have been the simplest one to do because, well, maybe not because stitch and flip, some people, if you don't have comfortable with your lines,
yeah.
and you are also stitching and flipping a rectangle, which is a bit more convoluted. And then because there's 13 of these times 6,
Yeah.
making sure that you put them in the correct order.
That's not a lot. What are you talking about, Russ?
Well, I did say it's 78, so.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
But I've almost got all of one side done.
Nice. So how is everybody that's in the chat at home? How are you guys doing? What are you working on today?
Hope everybody had an awesome Easter last weekend.
Oh yeah?
I said I'm hoping that everyone did. I just spent most of the day sewing
Yeah.
because my friend David, Saturday evening, he's like, we should sew on Zoom tomorrow. And I'm like, why? But okay, sure, let's do it. So I think we were just on for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And I got, what was I working on? Oh, I got all the borders on the Star Cakes quilt done,
Oh, nice.
which is currently half loaded on the long arm.
Half loaded?
The backing's on. Well, it's there. Okay, so it is, I guess it's technically loaded. I just need to baste it and figure out what stitching I'm going to do on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's loaded. Yeah.
So I guess that is considered loaded.
Yep. We were going to consider it loaded.
I was going to try to see if I can swap between that and sewing in here during the retreat,
Mhm.
but then realized one, that's too much work, and two, I hadn't cut for this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that.
So I got my spool of binding done for Fran's quilt
Mhm.
right here. If you,
Oh, nice. That's pretty. I like that.
and then I got the cut
Mhm.
and was like, okay, I'm exhausted from rushing, so and I still have to cut for tomorrow's Kona block of the month.
Oh,
But thankfully, that's a lot less cutting.
yeah.
And I don't have to be precise in those cuttings because I'm using triangulations to make those.
Mhm.
Because honestly, I am not trimming stuff down only to trim things down again. So,
I sort of regret, I know I didn't have time for it, but I regret not doing that project because it looks like it's a lot of fun.
oh, the Kona block of the month.
Hmm.
It or it has been so far. All the triangles are the same size.
Hmm.
So it makes it both, simple to plan, but annoying because you're not
Because you're making
doing
the same.
anything different. Yeah, you're doing the same thing the same way. But the fun that I've been having with it is trying to make sure that everything nests because you know how I
Mhm.
am with nesting.
Oh, yeah.
I've got all of one side done.
Oh,
Whee!
nice.
A giant banner thing.
A giant kite string,
Yes.
kite tail.
And this is only, I think this is all the A's, group one. I'm sorry, that's what they're called, group one.
Okay.
Uh, and then, group two is in a different pile because I do not want to get these mixed up.
Yeah. I've already done that once in this project, gotten some pieces mixed up and had to rip.
Oh, I've done it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I'm done caring.
Yeah.
It just makes it unique, and
True.
you know, although I should start warming up my iron because this is going to be a minute of pressing. Because
Yeah. All those
let's
pieces.
see, 13 times 4 is a large number of
52?
okay,
13, I think. No.
that sounds right. I don't have Excel.
Yeah, I think so. 52.
What was that meme that was sent to me the other day? It said, have you ever created an amazing Excel spreadsheet, but then disappointed because none of your friends or family care? And I'm like, every day of my life at work.
Right? I was gonna say, isn't your middle name Excel spreadsheet? You and Ingrid and you should bond over that one.
Oh, I got excited on Wednesday because as I was on my way to bed, I pulled up YouTube just to see if there was anything I would fall asleep to. And there was this video that said, check out this new Excel function.
Oh,
And it's an Excel function that I could have used 3 years ago to make my
oh,
life easier. And one of my coworkers, it would have made her life, or it will be making her life easier now.
yeah.
So well, and the thing is, it's not available in our Excel yet because the the YouTube person has pre-release Excel so that they can
Okay.
start teaching about it before it's available
Oh,
to get people hyped up on it.
yeah,
But I'm like, it's going to take, probably another 6 or 9 months before it shows up on my system.
yeah.
Because 4 years ago, uh, yeah, it was about 4 years ago, they teased a new function. And I was like, I would be so happy when this works because I could use this. And then about 9 months later, we were in a conference room together. So it was after we started being allowed back in the office.
Mhm.
And we were working on something. And all of a sudden I go, oh. Everybody's like, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, no, no, that's an excited gasp. The function is now available and I can use it. And it's going to save me a lot of work with this stuff that we're about to start.
Nice. And Doralinn's here. Hi, Doralyn. She said hello from Colorado. It has been a while since I caught you live. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been live. But I'm glad to see you.
Only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
52 of them, you just said?
I believe so. You said you said 13, right?
Yeah, 13
Times
times
four?
4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm just realizing I had to press all these and then I have to trim them all.
Charlotte said I quilted my spinning star quilt today on my Juki and sewed some 16 patch blocks on my featherweight during the live today. Awesome. You're a busy girl.
Charlotte's always busy.
I know, she's always got something finished. I feel like she sews really fast or she just must sew a lot. She's very dedicated, which is awesome. And her creations are all beautiful, so I love seeing them.
Yeah. Well, I had somebody make a comment yesterday
Mhm.
saying, you that I must sew fast because I've been showing a handful of finished things. And I was like, not really. I just end up having a lot of stuff at the same time working.
Yeah.
And occasionally a whole bunch just finishes at the exact same time. And then I'll go months with basically nothing exciting to show.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like that too because like we're gonna be done with this. We're gonna be coming up being done with dragon fruit soon. The Winnie the Pooh block of the month, which is the blocks behind me, those are finishing, I think, in May or June. So I'm gonna have like a whole bunch of finishes all at once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. She said my Winnie the Pooh quilt is looking good. I'm having so much fun making these characters. You guys, it took me a long time to get started. Because Winnie the Pooh, if you guys can see it back there, he was the biggest one so far. And when I took out the cutting instructions, I looked at it and there was literally like it felt like hundreds, but it wasn't hundreds, but it was 80 or 90 like one
Yeah.
inch squares you had to cut. And so I was like, no.
John
So
from
I
our
cut
youth
out,
was one of the presenters in Stephen's retreat today.
oh, was
And
he?
yeah, he
Yeah.
was talking about some of that.
And I just love his patterns and I love him. And so I was really excited to do it. But the first month you do all the little bees, if you guys can see the bees in Pooh, and that had a lot of little bitty pieces, little 1 inch pieces, and then Pooh itself had a bunch of 1 inch pieces. So I got intimidated by the cutting and I sort of put it away for a while. But then, I was like, I got to get this done because I really love the Winnie the Pooh characters, and this quilt is going to be for my son, who loves Winnie the Pooh. He's autistic, and he absolutely loves Winnie the Pooh. He's got this big stuffed Winnie the Pooh that he sleeps with. So I pulled it out, and I was like, Stephanie, just do it, just cut it. Well, after I did Pooh, all the other blocks have seemed like nothing to cut because there was so much to cut. Even though they aren't, there's still a lot of pieces to cut. They haven't seemed like so much because Winnie the Pooh was so much
Right.
that now each one has been easier and quicker. And the longest part has been actually the hand stitching because you have to hand stitch like
Yeah,
the
like honey.
string, like
Yeah.
the string for the balloon to Pooh and an owl. If you guys can see out, you probably can't see his glasses from there, but he's got some glasses on, so I had to hand stitch those. And on all the little pots, they say honey, and you have to hand stitch those. So um, those like kind of took longer really than the sewing because I'm just not a good hand sewer and I poked myself a million times, but totally worth it because they're turning out so cute. So I've had a really fun time doing them. So it's motivating me to keep going.
So speaking of bees, we have bees at work now.
Oh, do you? You got them?
Yeah, they had an event on Wednesday, which I was not a part of because I work from home on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But a coworker of mine got a 6 second video because they brought one of the honeycombs down into the Eat Quad
Mm,
and they did an event. They had honey that they were giving out and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm kind of disappointed that I missed it,
yeah.
but I needed that day work from home.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't thinking that I probably could have just worked from home Thursday and Friday together, but I've also learned that 3 days in a row in the office is rough. I
Mm,
like we had to do that a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
right.
But we know where the bees are, so when it warms up a little bit, we're gonna try to do like a field trip up to where the bees are. I mean, um they're barricaded off because you don't want people going in there and
Yeah.
disturbing them, and all of the other safety precautions and stuff. But just very excited that we have bees on campus.
Very cool. That's
And
fun.
all we could think about is that Conan O'Brien skit where he made the joke that Oprah was giving bees to everyone.
You get a bee and you get a bee and you get a
Exactly.
bee.
It's
That's
just,
funny. And Charlotte said, John is such an awesome guy. He really is.
yes.
I really, really like John. He's such a great pattern writer and he's so down to earth.
He said that they've got so many patterns now that they're trying to figure out which ones are going to be culled.
Okay.
And there is a Pearls Before Swine comic strip from a few years ago
Mm-hmm.
that apparently at least one newspaper refused to publish because it is, I mean, he does a lot of stuff that's on occasionally like the verge of censored.
Uh-huh.
But they were talking they were talking about, and I'm going to say this very slowly so YouTube doesn't get upset, a test to cull.
Okay.
And apparently in the comic strip, somebody had that test and they were like, don't touch my test to cull.
That's funny.
Again, I said it very slowly that way
You
YouTube
did
wasn't
very
upset.
good. Because if you would have said that fast, I would have been like, excuse me?
The author of that comic strip is hilarious because he will do various things that are on the verge of inappropriate, and he's got the comic strip censor character in there.
Yeah.
And then he does these very long-winded set up puns. And like what when I start reading them and I get like to frame two, I'm like, he's setting up a pun. What is he setting up the pun for? And then he gets to the point where the pun comes out. I'm like, I was not ready for that.
Yeah. So did John give any hints of any future patterns coming out?
He hinted that there's a future pattern coming out, but he couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because in one of the presentations that he was doing, or somebody asked something, and he was like, "Well, there's that. Oh, wait, I can't talk about that." And
Yeah.
then he ended up switching it over to, I think he switched it over to Alice,
Got it.
in order to talk about whatever it is.
Yeah. Very
But
cool.
he did say, a lot of what he's works on, he has to make sure like the copyrights are free to public domain and stuff,
Sure. Yeah.
which is
Because he does a
why
lot of character stuff.
the
Yep.
pattern for No Place Like Home, or So Place Like Home, whichever they called it,
Hmm.
uh, that why Dorothy has silver slippers instead of ruby slippers.
Ah,
In the
because of the
book,
copyright.
they're silver slippers, but in the movie, they were ruby slippers.
Right.
And if you
And the movie's still
remember
under
watching
copyright.
Wicked, they're back to silver.
Got it.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
So he had to write it as Silver Slippers, but if somebody decided to change it to Ruby, would he get in trouble or no?
No, I mean that's what he said is once it's in your hand, it's your pattern to
Got
do
it.
whatever you wish with them.
It's just that he can't write it like that.
Exactly.
Got it. That makes sense. I know that's why he couldn't release the Winnie the Pooh thing in certain countries because of the copyright.
Yeah, and he had to be cautious as to how he released it.
Mhm.
Like as you see, Winnie the Pooh doesn't have the Disney signature red shirt.
Right.
And then I'm sure, the little or tiger character is named Tigger, not T-I-double-G-R.
Yeah. I know some people were modifying the Pooh to put a red shirt on him, but I kind of like him this way because I liked the original
Yeah.
storybook where they didn't have clothes.
And again, like you said, you do what you do when you get the pattern. He just has to write it a certain way.
Yep. John's so clever. It's amazing to me how he can come up with figuring out how to make the characters work in these traditionally
Oh,
piece
he was
blocks.
talking about how he designs them in And he said AI, and by AI he means Adobe Illustrator, not artificial intelligence.
Sure. Yeah.
And like he even said that he doesn't even sketch things out on pencil and paper first. He uses Adobe
Really?
to sketch things out because he doesn't want to start drawing something in kind of a circle-ish way and then
Hmm.
have to figure out how to do it with straight lines.
Oh, got it. That kind of makes sense.
So he starts with the straight lines and then puts on everything that he needs to afterwards.
Yeah. Well, if that works for him, and that does
I
make
had
sense.
I had heard that other pattern designers write their stuff in Adobe Illustrator as well. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, a lot of them do.
what just stuck in my head is after you do that, you then have to calculate all of your sizes
Hmm.
by hand and stuff. Whereas if you used a tool like EQ8, which I have started becoming a little bit better with,
Hmm.
you don't have to do all those other maths.
That's true. That's why I use EQ8 because I don't do anything with, I don't make stuff like John does with the characters, which I love to do,
Yeah.
but that's why I do his patterns. Because I'm not going to try to figure out that myself. And like you said, I just use EQ8 because it you can figure out the sizes easier. And I just
Yeah.
do a
He
lot of,
also said EQ8 makes it harder for him to draw his stuff out.
oh, I'm sure it is because I was just going to say free form in EQ8, which you
Oh
have
yeah,
to do for like,
I was upset when I was trying to put
yeah,
the Secret Garden sampler in EQ8 to recolor it.
yep. Free form in EQ8 is very tricky and it'll make you pull your hair out for a while. So I can imagine that's why he doesn't use it. So that makes me, I mean, he's even more talented for the fact that he just
I have a
uses
pile of
Illustrator.
one side done from the flying
Nice.
geese. I still got to trim the backs, but
Very cool. Charlotte said I got hearing aids on Wednesday and I'm
uh-oh, she
trying to
can
get
hear us
used,
now. Stop talking about
yeah.
her.
She said I'm trying to get used to them and to the phone app that goes with that. That's cool, phone app. I'm
Oh,
actually hearing you two via my hearing aids right now. It's a whole new experience. That's fun.
oh, that is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
I mean, as we started getting like the Bluetooth headsets and stuff, I was like, it would be pretty cool if things like hearing aids started working directly with our phones because our phone can pick up things.
Yeah, that's a really cool use of technology. That's where I
And
think
that also
technology is
means that she
good.
doesn't have to have, like, she could be watching it at night in bed, not disturbing her partner.
That's true. I just was seeing something. I saw somebody the other day that had one of those in-ear translators.
I saw the ad for that recently.
Yeah, I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me what they can do now with technology. They can help somebody hear or see or like understand somebody else. That's amazing.
Uh-huh. Or like the people who get the cochlear implants, and then the first
Mhm.
time that they are able to hear and stuff, you see that.
Yes. I know a couple of people that have those cochlear implants and they work really well for them. So,
There, it was a I don't know where I saw the video, whether it was just in my feed or whether it was on one of those compilation places,
mhm.
sites. But a girl got, I don't know whether it was hearing aid or the cochlear implant,
Mhm.
but she went over to her best friend's house, knocked on the door, and then immediately started crying because she heard her best friend for the first time. And the best friend's starting to freak out, like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm fine.
Oh,
Just hear you."
Aw.
I was like, if I had a heart, that would warm it.
You do have a big heart, you big softy.
Oh, since you did not see my vlog yet, the baby quilt that I made a couple weeks ago,
Hmm.
standard baby quilt, blah, 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 because a coworker of mine ended up having a baby. She didn't let me know ahead of time that she was having a baby. And then she went out on maternity leave and came back finally.
Uh-huh.
I made her a baby quilt from Tulip Pink Untamed because
Nice.
5-inch square is very easy, blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah. I delivered it to her Monday, and on the back of the quilt, it had the dahlia print.
Oh, nice.
And she goes, "Oh my God, I love dahlias." I'm like, "Okay." And she goes, "I love them so much. I have a tattoo of one on my shoulder." And she showed me, I'm like, "Okay, this was not planned. I'm so happy that you're really thrilled with it."
Wow, that's cool. So she was super excited about it.
Oh, she's beyond excited. And she loves the colors. She's like, the baby's gonna love the colors.
Aw,
So, and
you're
again,
so
she
sweet.
she she loves the dahlias.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's all
awesome.
that was important, was that, she likes it.
Yeah.
And then I started, doing math. I'm like, why am I giving away these baby quilts to coworkers that I really don't care enough about?
Because that's the kind of person you are,
I know.
and the baby will love it.
I have decided that after the graduation quilts that are going out next year, nobody else is getting a college graduation quilt.
Oh,
That's
you're
probably not going
done.
to be true, but they're definitely not going to get this pattern ever again.
Got it. You're done doing that pattern.
Oh, I still have to do one for me, so
Yeah.
I'm rewriting the pattern for me.
Oh,
But I don't even care if I rewrite it. I don't think anybody else is going to get one just because there's a lot of work that goes into it.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, here's that second block done. So now I have both. Yay.
Yay! That's one step closer to being ready for month 12 in a
That
month
is
and a
one step closer. I'm very excited that one's done. Now I got to put all these Hasker triangles together. They're all trimmed and stuff, so it shouldn't take long. All right. That month is done. I have this huge pile of blocks over here. It's nice to see it growing.
Yeah. I had this huge pile of trimmed portions of a Hasker triangle. And Charlotte said that my baby quilt turned out to be extra special gift to the baby and the mom. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love when things just happen to be little surprises like that.
Yeah, that's so awesome. She just happened to love those flowers. That is so cool.
Well, the other one, because she had a baby a couple years ago, it was sh she went out on maternity leave while we were still not allowed in the office.
Mm.
And she came back, and I made a comment. I'm like, if I had known certain deets and stuff, I would have somehow got you a baby quilt before you went out on maternity leave. I would have figured out how to ship it or stuff.
Mm.
I was like, but I didn't know, and all this other stuff. I was like, wait a second. I have a unquilted baby quilt in the car, and it had
Mm.
dragonflies on it and stuff. And she goes, I love dragonflies. So I was like, okay, well, I will finish this baby quilt and you can have it in like a week, because I needed to get it quilted. But I also have to show it on Saturday Sampler. I don't give away things unless they've been shown.
Yeah.
And I put uh from Tiny Beasts, the owls. from Tula Pink
Uh-huh.
on the back.
Hmm.
And when she saw that, she's like, "Oh my God, I love owls." And
Oh,
she didn't show me a tattoo of that one, but she showed me like her phone where her background had owls in it, stuff
and
like that. I'm
owls.
like, oh my,
That's
like,
cool.
so she's gotten two quilts that has basically been perfect for her.
Oh, nice. That's so cool.
I have no idea what I'm going to have for dinner. Well, actually, I'll probably still have for dinner what we were planning because David's not making it into town today. So I think I'm going to go get what we were initially going to go get and send him pictures.
Oh, there you go. So what was it that you were gonna get?
There is a Japanese, I like to call it short order hibachi around the
Okay.
corner from me, and uh, they're really good. So I'm gonna and that's what he wanted for dinner tonight because when he comes into town here, our first meal is there. When I go up to Massachusetts, our first meal is Friendlies.
Okay. Wait, you
So
still have friendlies there?
they're getting worse and worse, but yes.
Oh, we
Uh,
don't have any here anymore, and didn't necessarily like the food, but the ice cream. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the whole I suffer through the food to get the ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love a place that I can go in and ask for a happy ending and not get slapped. For anybody who's asking, there's two scoop dessert ice cream is called a happy ending.
Yep. Russ is not doing anything untoward.
I am pure and innocent in all those fashions.
Well, you're not that pure in anything else. You wouldn't know what the other meaning of that was.
I just said those fashions. I've read books.
Funny.
And then I do know that. So, okay, I'm going to rewind. Years ago, my sister gave me a key to her house.
Okay.
I believe it was the last time I visited, I could not find her key.
Okay.
And I eventually found it like a month ago, not maybe
Oh.
2 months ago. And I was like, is this one your key? And basically, I said, send me a picture of your key so I can see if the ridges match.
Mhm.
And it was in my backpack, which that backpack did not travel with me to Massachusetts
Oh.
this last time, but it did the time before. And so it ended up getting put into that backpack for whatever reason. And it was the same one. So I was like, okay, I need to put it on a keychain and I got to put mark the thing.
Uh-huh.
And I found a basically a keychain that I want to 3D print that basically says this is Fran's key forever. Because Fran loves frogs, and I
Okay.
found a frog keychain.
Oh, nice.
I know that I'm not coming back to Atlanta with it.
You are going to town with that 3D printer.
Until the humidity hit, because 3D filament absorbs humidity.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then if it absorbs too much humidity, it starts popping in the heating element. And
Oh.
then when it pops in the heating element, it jams.
Oh, goodness.
And I had like 3 jams in a week.
Oh,
And
bummer.
then I finally realized what it was when I heard it popping.
Oh,
And I'm like, ugh, this is going to be miserable. So I ended up breaking out the filament dryer. And after, like, I haven't printed anything since I broke out the filament dryer, is really the short of it.
oh.
But that's
I didn't
because
know
the
there was
filament
such a
dryer
thing.
is just extra work that I'm waiting to figure out how to get into my routine.
Hmm.
Hi, Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid. She said she joined at just the right time. I think she came in when we were talking about happy ending. Right. Well, I got the 4 going that way done. Those came together really quick, which was nice. Now I have to do 4 the other direction.
Yeah, that was the one where I only mathed out one direction of squares. And I was like, why is this
Yeah.
not working?
Yep. Well, when I started doing the squares, I forgot that there was 2 directions, and I was like, why do I have all these extra pieces? Like I have all these extra half square triangles, and I thought, oh, I wasted fabric. I cut way too many.
See, you thought you cut too many, and I cut too few.
Yeah. And then I looked at the instructions again and I said, oh, yeah, okay. All right. Sure, I have those the right way. Yes, yes, okay. This means after tonight, I will, or after we sew now, I will have one more month to catch up on, and then I'll be caught up and can do 11
Oh
and
yeah,
then
because
be
you
ready.
didn't finish last month, which I haven't finished last month either. So we're in the same boat.
Correct. That's the month I got to catch up, and then I can do what you're working on now and then be ready for our put together.
So these are the blocks that we're making, or
Nice.
the units.
I like that.
All, what did I say, 78 of them?
Something like that.
One portion going one direction, one portion going the other direction.
That's a lot. A lot of pieces. We'll get it done though. I just can't believe how many projects we're going to have done all at once. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's making me want to shift the secret garden sampler
Hmm.
just a little bit in the hopes that we might be able to have a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, what were you thinking for that one?
Well, I initially was thinking July or August, but it now may end up being September.
Mm.
September.
And that's the one that you recolored with the Camille Ross Kelly, right?
Yes, and the fabric
Yeah.
arrived on last Monday, this Monday.
Nice.
It arrived recently,
Nice.
which I haven't pulled out because I didn't want to get them all to the point where I couldn't put them back into the container
Yeah.
that they got shipped in. And I don't want to pull anything out until after I have it. So, and I've already decided the backing is going to be one of the 108s from Nantucket Summer,
Nice.
since that's being reprinted.
I know, I saw that. I was really surprised they don't usually do that. When it came in the catalog, I was like, did they misprint the catalog? Because they almost never reprint a line like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Because she didn't have any 108s with summertime that I saw.
No, she didn't. They don't do it for every single
I
line,
know.
and they don't actually even tell the designers when they're going to do it. They just like Moda just goes, "Oh, this would make a good 108," and they do it.
Oh.
So like Corey Yoder, her newest fabric line, a Bloom is just coming out or is out, and they didn't do a 108, but Fat Quarter Shop is doing. I think that's going to be their designer mystery coat this year.
Uh-huh.
And so they got Moda to print them, especially a 108,
Oh.
like from the line. And Corey was like, I didn't know they were doing that.
That's gotta be amazing to be able to have that much pull to say, print me this.
Right? I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, I know that it's because they're ordering a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
Because I know Fat Quarter Shop has her favorite background that she
Mhm.
prints.
Yep.
And the only way that Moda will reprint it is if she orders X number of bolts.
Yep.
And she does it because that's her favorite.
I know. So crazy, right? But when you sell that much fabric, I guess.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you're that far into it and you can sell all of it,
Yeah.
then and with as many quilts as Kimberly makes, I'm sure she's using three-quarters of what she orders,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
if that's her
Let's
favorite
see.
background.
Joanne is here. She said hello. And Ingrid and I have been on FaceTime with Colleen the last few hours, guiding her through sewing her first quilt pattern. She's hooked.
Oh, that
Awesome.
is exciting.
That is so cool.
Too bad you couldn't get her through it while she was visiting you.
I will tell you guys though, if you are Moda fans, actually if you're in the market for any new fabric, not just Moda, Moda's the only company who has come out and told us so far about what the price increase is going to be for the tariffs. It hasn't started yet, but it will be starting soon, I think in a couple weeks. So anything that's in the stores won't go up or shouldn't go up, but
Uh-huh.
any new fabrics are going to go up. So just to let you guys know, I'm not saying that you have to run, but if you are in the market for something, basics or anything like that, I would get them now because everything's going to go up substantially. Moda,
I
luckily, does not print anything in China, so they're not going up as much as those
They're
ones
not going
will.
up 125%.
Right. They are going up 7%. Now, they did say in their email that if the tariffs go away, they're going to take that away. But for now, they're going to go up. And I believe it's mid-May that they start. So if you guys need, if you have your favorite shop and they have anything in stock now, like Grunge or Bella Solid or any of the basics or even the designer prints, I would go get it now because once the tariffs go in place, they'll have to raise their prices. So any
I,
reorders after that point will be higher. Um, Now, Riley Blake also said, and Free Spirit, that they were all going to raise their price, but we don't know what that is yet because things change from day to day. The administration
yep.
we're not going to get political, but they change their mind every other day what the tariff's going to be. And some of those other fabric companies do print in China. So we have no idea yet. It could be 20%, it could be, who knows? Hopefully
Yeah, I
not.
was wondering because I pre-ordered a couple Tula Pink kits,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I hope that whoever's got this already has like a price locked in with Free Spirit for the fabric because
Yes. Anything that's already been pre-ordered because they've already basically paid the mill to make the fabric,
okay,
it'll be what it was, but anything after that is gonna be more. It's just, yeah.
okay.
And that
So
includes
I don't have to
notions.
feel bad for the small shop if I basically got something
Right.
for what I think is a great deal in today's world.
Yep. And that
That
includes notions and stuff too, guys. So like everything comes from overseas. So your blades, your needles, your thread, everything. So, you know, I would stock up now if you're like a crazy quilter who sews a whole lot like we do, because everything's going to go up. Um, so unfortunately, hopefully, once they negotiate and get these tariffs way down or off,
Right.
the prices will go back down. But there's already things that like my Notion distributor Checker is saying they can't even get right now because of the tariffs because they're so ridiculously expensive. Like the Tudo bags, right? That we put our sewing
Uh-huh.
machines in. They're not even bringing them in right now because they're so expensive that nobody would even pay for them.
So that's a good thing that I got mine would have already been here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
There is a YouTube channel that I watch, and he basically created his own product or something. He's a big over-the-air antenna enthusiast. Why pay for cable when you get your local channels for free? It was basically his philosophy. But people have difficulty, um, picking the right antenna, getting it set up in a good signal area. So he basically worked with somebody and got a um signal meter,
Uh-huh.
so that you can be at your antenna with a signal meter instead of having somebody yell at you from the TV that it's better here or it's not better there, like we
Oh
did
yeah.
back in the 80s and that.
A little
And
to the
yeah,
left.
and he said that he's being hit with 100% tariff because his stuff
Wow.
is being made in um obviously China with that tariff. But
Yeah.
he what is it? He wasn't expecting that, and he doesn't want to he only made a certain number of units because one, he doesn't know how well it's going to sell, and two, um, he's got to put everything up front, and when you're small like that, you can't foot for, a couple hundred, even a couple thousand, but he had to do a minimum order of 100. But he said he's not passing on the tariffs to the customers in this round because he had already stated the price,
Yeah.
and he didn't think that that would be fair. So, but I mean, I feel sorry for him because I'm like, he's eating,
That's a lot to eat. Yeah.
yeah, he's basically eaten probably all of his profits,
Yeah.
which makes me think I need to just run all of his YouTube channels. Just get him a little bit of ad revenue back.
So
Oh,
yeah, if you guys need anything like that, make sure you get it now. Oh, magic pins, that was the other one that they aren't bringing in right now. I was trying to think what the other brand of stuff was. The ones that come in the little coffin.
yeah. The thing is, a lot of the notions, well, I mean, some of them cost a lot, but some of them aren't that expensive.
Hmm.
But the moment that you have to throw all that tariff in there, they become too expensive to buy.
Oh yeah, way too expensive.
Like,
Yep.
I know I should purchase, name brand Wonder Clips,
Hmm.
but they're way too expensive to buy as it is. And I'm like, okay, I will take these cheap knockoffs.
Yeah. You know what's surprising is I had never used, I know you guys are going to think I'm behind the time because everybody has used it, but the Temu thing,
Oh, no,
Temu,
no, I refuse to.
yeah, I never did until just recently. I needed some Wonder Clips and I couldn't find them anywhere. And so I went on there and I didn't really feel good about using that, but I did. And they're actually not bad. They're not like Wonder Clip brand, but I deleted my account after that because I was like, I just can't.
I've bought some $5 for 100 from the Amazons,
Oh, okay.
the other day. I
Hmm.
I was slightly disappointed because it didn't come in a little carrier or in a little container. But
Yeah,
then I went back and read the description. It didn't say anything about description, a container in the description, so it's
container.
a rust problem.
Ah,
Um, but yeah, I've had the official Wonder Clips break in the same amount of time that the generic ones, and I'm like, you
yeah.
pay $5 for 6 Clips that are
I
name brand
know. I know.
versus $5 for 100, and if 10 of them are broken, you're still ahead of the game.
Yeah, the Wonderclip brand name is ridiculously expensive. But now I'm gonna have to source them other places because I didn't feel good using that either.
I've been seeing posts recently about what people ordered from Temu versus what arrived.
Hmm.
And like one person ordered a wreath for their door,
Uh-huh.
and what arrived was a vinyl print to put on your door of a wreath. Like,
Oh,
and the door was the part of the vinyl print too. It was basically a, what is it, 4 by 6 or whatever
oh
the
my
size.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then, people have ordered couches from Temu,
Oh
and
wow.
they would get something that was like this big
Oh.
and stuff. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Now I've seen other stuff where they order something and what arrives is in the same family of what they supposedly ordered,
Uh-huh.
but it obviously was not the exact thing that they ordered,
Uh-huh.
and very low quality.
Got it.
So yeah, I'm just like da da da. But then sometimes there's a rare instance where like, well, this would be kind of good to use in certain situations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I could deal with the smell of that. And then they've had times where, there's something that in its use you would need two of. And
Okay.
they show two in the picture, but in the description, they only talk about one, so they only ship you one. And you're like,
Uh,
I needed two.
yeah. Mary's here. She said, "Howdy, I'm late. Welcome."
Hi, Mary.
And then Ingrid says, when Colleen was here last weekend, we worked on the pattern too. She spent a lot of time in the sewing room last weekend and this weekend. Awesome. I'm glad you got to sew a bunch. All right, so both of those are done now. So I got all caught up with that. Yay. Got caught up with 2 of the months. So that's exciting.
I've almost got the other half of the flying geese sewn on.
Nice.
I don't know how many's left in this pile, but I do have it through the magic of television when we're done. So
Awesome.
that way, we know what's going on. And is Nancy okay, the pattern designer? Not that we have any direct contact with
I
her.
was wondering that myself because she has not, I saw her
Posted
put a
anything
post
since
out.
month 2.
Yeah, I saw her put some kind of post out on something maybe a couple months ago, but she has not made videos for this. Was it since month two, you said?
I think it was month 2, possibly month 3.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Because I remember at the beginning, we didn't want to try to go before her.
Right.
And then it just got to the point where like we're going to be so far behind if we're waiting, so let's just go.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're still like behind what she would have been if she would have released them every month on
Yeah,
time. Because I remember you and I delayed a little bit, like by almost a whole month, not quite like 3 weeks.
yeah.
And yeah, but she has not put any videos, so I'm not sure. what's going on with her. I'm hoping she's okay. I mean, she was at Quilt Market last year. I met her in person. Um,
And I remember she joined the first episode that we did,
yeah,
the
yeah,
first
but
live.
I don't know. So, um, Charlotte said, I've been waiting for the magic, LOL. Yeah, but I don't know. I hope she's okay. I mean, I'm on her newsletter, so I've gotten like newsletters and stuff, but I don't know if she actually writes them or if she has somebody that does that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's all as well, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I was looking for something last night, and
Hmm.
it was Bumbleberry related. I don't remember what I was looking for.
Hmm.
And oh, I was searching through my email for the pattern, and I ended up hitting the global search box instead of the email search box,
Oh.
so I could print the pages from the scan.
Hmm.
Because I don't know where I put the original pattern at this point, but I scanned everything. So
Yeah,
and then
that was smart actually.
and
Uh-huh.
that was when I ended up searching and said, wait, I forgot that she was doing the thing on Facebook, and
Hmm.
we were we paused just so that we can make sure that we stayed behind her.
Yeah, because we didn't want to step on our toes, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I hope she's okay. Like I said, I've gotten newsletters, but I don't know if she writes them or somebody else does. So,
Yeah.
but this is our other than last month's blocks, which I haven't done yet, and then the ones Russ is working on today. This is our pile of blocks.
Nice.
Nice. I'm
They are
so
so
excited.
pretty.
You guys, we're almost done. This is month 11. So next month, which is May, Russ is going to be out of town. Yay, for a good fun reason.
Yay, torturing my sister.
Yep. And I have some catch up to do. Russ has a little bit of catch up, but not as much as I had to do. But I've got some catch up to do. So I think Russ was mentioning we might put this all together in June.
Yes.
So that might work better for the both
Because
of
yeah,
us.
I get back the day before Memorial Day.
Yeah, and see, Memorial Day weekend, I've got family coming, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't work. So
Yeah, holidays, I do not expect to have any sewing done on holidays.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I'm thinking
thinking,
that June works better for both of us.
yeah,
So
mid-June would be a good time,
yep,
and just see, and it may end up being a longer one because we got a lot of pieces to put together.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
And
yeah. I
if
think
we
we
don't
might
want to
have to.
have that much homework,
I
we
was
either have
gonna
to do a
say,
little bit of
Russ, we
homework ahead
might
of
need to
time.
do like a dual thing where we do some of it during your live and some of it like on my
Oh,
live.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, just because it is gonna take us a while, right?
Yeah,
And
we
like
do a couple
maybe we could
hours.
start your live even a little bit early if you can. Go to your normal time, then we could take our lunch break and then come back and do some
I
more.
like that idea.
Yeah, just
We'll have to
because,
figure out a good day for us.
yeah, brainstorming, just because that is going to take us a while because this is going to be a big quilt and yeah, I think what I'm going to do is lay it all out on the floor maybe, or maybe on my design wall behind me and like have the pieces and then we can just start putting together. But yeah,
Yeah, I did see the instructions, and they're fairly easy instructions to put
yeah,
together.
yeah.
Or is that the other quote? I've been looking at so many finishings
So many
recently that
things. I know. Let me actually look at it right now since I'm done sewing for now. Um, I think we kind of put it together in, is it quadrants or pieces? Like, okay,
oh
so
yeah,
there's
it starts with the center and
the
then starts
center.
building out from
Yeah.
there. That's what
Yep.
this, because I'm like, there's a whole line in the center. I was like, no, that's not it. That's the secret
Yeah.
garden sampler.
So there's like a center medallion. Here, I'll show you guys. There's the center medallion, and then we put that together, and then we put all this stuff around after
Yeah.
that. So I am guessing that we can get the center medallion and maybe some of the other pieces on Russ's live and then maybe finish it up on mine.
Yeah.
So And Ingrid said, love that idea. Fun day of sewing with you both. Thank you. I think that would be fun. Because I definitely think it's going to take us more than a couple hours and we're going to need a break.
I like the idea. We do maybe 2 hours in the morning, and then hopefully we only need 2 hours in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be a great idea. So,
Because like I said, I know the instructions were fairly simple, but
yeah, they are.
I can't think of how long it's going to take me to sew some of those things.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so cool though. I'm looking at the instructions to finish it. I'm so excited now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to get to put together.
Yep. And I'm seeing now all the blocks that we've already done where they fit. Oh, I'm so excited. Yay.
And what's the finished size of it again?
And then the finished size is, well, it's interesting because there's two different sizes listed. So I guess we won't know until we're done. But they have it as 78 by 90 in one spot and 80 by 92 in another spot. So not really sure. We'll see when we finish.
Well, if it's 78, I can fit it on my long arm. If it's
Yeah,
80, I should be able to fit it on my long
I
arm.
think you should be able to fit 80 as well. Yeah, because it's really only 2 more inches, but we'll see. We will see what it ends up being because that's interesting that there's two different listed sizes.
Yeah, that is it on the same page, or is it you on the outside it says one and the inside it
No,
says
one's on the front here where it says 80 by 92 down here.
yep.
And then if you look at the page where it shows you putting it all together, it says 78 by 90. So
Interesting.
so that's funny. Yep.
Now I'm gonna want to potentially measure it and see which one's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
Yeah.
do the math and figure it out by because we know what the block sizes are and we could, math it out, but that sounds like too much work at this point. I don't have enough Excel going on right now.
Right. So speaking of our other sew along, dragon fruit, that's this one right here.
Oh, yes.
I know originally we were talking about dates because I know you're traveling soon.
I am traveling soon.
Yeah.
I am trying to see if I can adjust my machine drop-off date.
Okay.
Because initially I was planning on dropping off my machine after my live on Saturday in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Wow, it's 2 weeks. But
Yeah,
I
two
may
weeks.
be able to con my Boston to let me have a long lunch on Monday.
Okay.
But again, whatever's better for you is what we're working on. So,
Yeah, and I originally was going to be out of town next weekend, but I am not now. So if we need to, we can change it to next weekend, but I don't know what your plans are or anybody else that's sewing with us. So
my plans for May 3rd is
May
I
the
have
3rd being.
Saturday sampler first thing in the morning.
Hmm.
Then I'm going to come back and figure out what I'm going to be sewing on my live. And then I'm going to the porch party at
That's
one of the local quilt
right.
shops. I'm putting
Yep.
Downton Tabby in there.
Oh, fun.
And then I don't know if I have to pick up my quilt at 5 o'clock that day or if I um, can pick it up like the following weekend or something like that. I'm sure they'll
Okay.
let me pick it up the following weekend. I just got to make sure I put it in my calendar because last year I forgot.
Oh,
And that was social lights that was in last year that I forgot to go pick up.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was at Stephen's. I think Stephen had a soda day or something that day.
I think it was the
And
retreat because it was a little bit later last year.
no, I don't think because I didn't miss
No?
anything from the retreat last year. So I think he just had a
Oh,
pop-up soda day.
oh, okay.
And I just vanished for like an hour.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, and I don't know if anybody noticed that I was gone because everybody's busy with all kinds of stuff, but
Yeah.
I left the camera on and everything, and I just
You just
maybe it
disappeared.
was retreat because I remember saying that I have something going like I had something specifically going in my ear, so maybe it was retreat still.
I think it was. I thought it was, but maybe not. I
I
could
don't
be
know, but
wrong.
it was a lot of fun. Like like I said, Cindy called me and said, or as no, as soon as I saw that it was the shop,
Hmm.
she goes, "Hi Russ, it's Cindy," and I was like, "And you're calling to tell me that I forgot to pick up my quilt? I will be there in 30 minutes." Because I know they don't like keeping quilts
Yeah,
because it's a liability.
it's a liability. They don't want to lose it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got three more of these geese to sew, and
Awesome.
then I'm calling it an evening. But I will
Cool.
show the magic of television once I get these last couple sewn.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it. And then I'm going to show you guys while he's doing that what I'm working on next. You can see behind me the Winnie the Pooh blocks. Yay! The 100 Acre Wood block of the month from Art East. And the next block is Kanga and Roo. It's so cute.
Ooh,
So that'll be the next one. And then my favorite characters after this one. So I'm like trying to get through these ones so I can get to my favorite character who is Eeyore. So
why bother?
thanks for noticing me. I love Eeyore. So exciting. I can't wait to get some more stuff done. And then I've
Well,
got like I said, I'm home for a while now, which is really good because I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on and I'm excited to be home for a bit. I feel like I've been going and going and going these last few months and I'm just really tired. So
a
um
go 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 like that wears you down. I
it
remember
does.
that when we were like even when we were still working from home, we had go 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 projects,
Hmm.
and we would just sit in our meetings sometimes be like, we're exhausted, and we're like, that's because we are putting in all of these hours
Yep.
and not having enough time to, like, even though we didn't have commutes and stuff, and we were still so focused on the big projects
Hmm.
that we couldn't, like, we just had like no breaks. But I've
Yeah.
got all of these done.
Nice.
What did I say? These were 54 of them, we said?
Something like that. It's a ton. 56. Yeah.
50
No,
something,
52. 52.
52.
That's what it was. Yeah.
But they end up sewing to be
Beautiful.
these.
Look at that.
So these are the C2 units,
Okay.
because there's two of the C2s that they go in the center, and then the C1s, one C1 is going to go onto the left side, one C1 is going to go to the right side. So because
Okay.
there's 13 of the units, up, down, up, down, up, down, ends up
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, I love them. They look so good.
So yeah, I just have 52 to press and trim
Yeah.
and then sew them together in the correct order and then figure out how to get back to month 10 at some point.
No,
Oh
that
yeah,
makes me
that's the
excited
shirt
though
I
to
wore
do those
today.
because they look so pretty. I love it. Shenanigans. I love it. Did you have that made or did you find it somewhere?
I found it on the Amazons.
Nice. Nice.
So
Ingrid said she is free next week in a sew dragon fruit if we want to. So we'll just kind of wait on Russ and see what he says. But yeah, either next weekend or the
I'm
weekend
just gonna say
after.
planet.
Okay.
I'll ping Kelly, the shop owner, and say, hey, are we okay with me picking up my, like, even if I have to take a long lunch on Wednesday
Okay.
next
I
week?
just don't want to leave you out because
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, that sounds good. So I guess
And they're
Ingrid
12-inch
and
blocks and we only have three of them.
that's
I'm sorry,
true.
three different ones for each. So
Yeah. So Ingrid,
it's gonna be a
next
lot easier.
weekend. Yeah. Ingrid says, I love that pattern. Stephanie, so fun seeing the characters come together. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. And Ingrid, you got to catch up because she got this too.
Oh,
Um, but and actually Sean of the guy who sews, he's working on these blocks as well. And he just texted me and said that he just made it to Eeyore. So he's about a block ahead of me, which is not bad. So I don't feel so far
yeah,
behind.
he's usually like 2 blocks behind.
Yeah. So, but I just started these. when I got back from the last cruise. So I'm catching up pretty quickly. Like I said, it was just like getting past that first month of cutting. And
Yep.
after I did that, it wasn't so bad. So, but John's patterns always, you guys know, because I've made hers quilts before, they always come out so cute in the end. It's just the getting there.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
gave away a couple patterns during the retreat too. So
Oh, did he? Awesome. Yeah.
I was like, I
Cool.
kind of want one, but I kind of don't want to have to deal with all that precision piecing and
It's really fun though, because they're so cute.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I understand that completely. So, I've got a few things I'm going to share this next week, probably when I finish another Winnie the Pooh block. And I've got some happy mail that I got from Benartex, my next fabric shipment from them. So I'll show you guys that. And then one of our good friends that pops in on our lives here and there, Carl, he sent me some happy mail too. So I'm going to show that to you guys. He literally just had his surgery and was thinking about other people and sending out gifts to people, which I think is like, he's
That's
the
so
nicest, he's the nicest person. So he sent me a few things that I'll share with you guys too because they're really cool. There's some sewing things. So yeah. So I'll
awesome.
have that coming out this week. And Russ, do you want to talk about what you've got going on this week?
This week on tomorrow, Sunday. Yeah, that's what tomorrow is.
Yep.
I have the Conan block of the month, April, which I don't have my fabric kit in here yet. So I got to get that ready and everything. Um, which David might actually show up because we didn't know if we can get both of us on Zoom and everything at the same time, trying to figure out where he was going to sew while he was
Mhm.
here. So maybe him delaying is going to be a good thing. Uh,
Yeah.
Monday, I'm getting my new glasses. So
Yay.
that's kind of exciting. They're not the ones that I really wanted, but I basically talked myself into saying that the eye doctor was right, just because I hadn't had multifocal lenses before. And I want
Hmm.
to make sure that they're done right so I know what to expect when I do order the glasses I really want.
Yeah.
Wednesday is my weekly vlog. And then next Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to be sewing on my 11sies live because I go live every Saturday morning at 11 Eastern,
Hmm.
and I will have something figured out before then because I maybe ended up having to like catch up on other projects because I'm getting to the point where the only thing that I have left is I have to quilt the
Uh-huh.
Star Cakes quilt that's like I said, it's sitting on the long arm. And I have
Hmm.
to do binding for all three of those quilts. And all of that
Okay.
needs to be done by Saturday. So
Oh, wow.
I've got one of the quilts binding done ready here to be put on.
Yep.
The other two just need to be made. So I have no worries because I'm off Monday and Friday this week.
Oh, nice. So you have
Because
whole days
David
with
was
instead.
supposed to be here.
That's right.
So he's only going to get me Friday, and maybe Friday it's going to be like we're not running around anywhere. I'm going to sew in here.
You're gonna
Uh,
sew.
Monday,
Yeah.
Monday is dropping off my quilt to the porch party and picking up my glasses, and any other time is going to be spent in here working on binding.
Nice. So you're gonna have a lot of stuff done this week.
Yes,
Yeah.
because Saturday is Saturday sampler show and tell. That's the important part.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say if Russ wasn't available this Saturday, I would use that to play catch up on some of this other stuff. But it sounds like we're gonna be able to sow dragon fruit this coming Saturday. So that's what we'll do next Saturday, live at 5, right here on my channel. And make sure you check out Russ's channel, all his fun stuff. He always has so much fun stuff going on.
And I'm approaching 1,400 subscribers.
Yay! That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. You're doing so well. So make sure you're sharing his channel with your friends, your quilty friends. Subscribe to him if you aren't already. He's awesome. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Ingrid said you were just cutting the pieces for the first block, the poo at the retreat. Oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't even right after the cruise. It was at the retreat. You are cruising. Yay. And he said, and she said, Carl is so nice and thoughtful. He
Yeah.
surely is. And Carl, if you're listening, I didn't see you in the chat today, but I know that you're in some pain from your surgery. we wish you well and hope you get better soon. So we love you.
Yes.
All right, guys, take care and we will see you soon on all the YouTubes. Bye.
Bye.